And welcome back to part 20 of Neptunia VIIR, where today I've got to think of another voice for another character, because I kinda cheaped out in Act 1 for Blanc's voice. Oh no.
Rom and Ram are doing alright.
Oh, hello, young lady. Where have you come from?
Young lady? I'm not a young lady. I'm Louise CPU. And...
A CPU? Oh, these youngsters say such funny things these days.
I figured as much. They didn't believe me in the last city either. No one seems to remember me, or any of the other CPUs for that matter. What the hell is going on?
If you're lost, I can show you around. I'm a receptionist at the guild, so you can rest assured in my knowledge of this city.
The guild, huh? Well, great timing at least. I did want to stop over by the guild.
Oh, really? Do you have a request? I'm searching for my younger sisters. Their names are Rom and Ram. They look like... Oh, Rom and Ram. Sure, I know them.
You know about them? Where are they right now?
Those two girls said they would head to Louise' capital city to meet their big sister. I couldn't even stop them. Now that I remember, they kept insisting they were CPU candidates as well.
When did this happen?
Just a few hours ago.
Thanks for the info. I'll be going now. I really need to find those two.
Okay, just use the main road, all right? Avoid the woods if you can help it. You'll hear there's a shortcut if you go through there. But lately I've heard there are strange monsters roaming about.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah, of course, now that she said that, we're not gonna avoid the woods because it's the most convenient. But anyway, as I mentioned before, now we're starting a new characters episode. We have their amount of credits, not whatever we had before. So we are back to 1,000, and this applies to every episode. And Blanc is also to level 36, which is around the level everyone is. Everything universal is de-equipped from Uni and Noir, so if there's a universal piece of equipment that Blanc can equip, well, she can now equip it straight away. So in theory, you should have an easier time with each episode that comes along, because you'll have better equipment as you go along. Or more variety in equipment anyway. But anyway, I'm not going to really get to say much this part, because just like with episode Noir, the first episode's got a lot of talking.
Main road. I hope I can meet up with Rom and Ram there, but... I've never seen this kind of monster before. Is this one of those weird monsters that lady was talking about? Either way, if it's gonna stand in my way like this, I have no choice but to fight it.
But now we get this nice intro fight to get an idea of how Blanc works in parallel to everyone else. Shinsu uses a hammer, as you can see by the impact crater of her attack range. She swings most of her attacks straight down, so it's a radius of, like I was saying, if she's dead center, she'll do maximum damage. If it's slightly off edge, then it's 80%, slightly more off edge, 60% sort of thing.
This is nothing.
The main beauty of Blanc is that she can hit like a goddamn truck, but she's not the highest damage dealer of the four goddesses. She can just hit pretty goddamn hard. But the main benefit and the main draw to her is that she's kind of a bulky wall. Despite her size and stature, she has the best defense and usually best health of the team.
I'll take credit for that one.
And so it is worth keeping her around as much as you can, because she can take the pressure off and just take it. Like the fact that she's not even halfway down and she's already taken quite a bit of a battering kind of highlights my point. Also, all of her attacks, well, not all of them, most of her attacks have really bizarre names that are a bit awkward to pronounce. Once you know them, you know them. But like when we get Einstein and a few others that name slipped my mind of them right now, getting to learn the pronunciation of them, it does take a bit of a work. I know how to pronounce them all, but it's still like something of itself.
Species, so maybe I should investigate a little just in case I find one again.
Wait! It's not over!
What? Oh, shoot! I can't. Not here.
Whoa! Hey! Phew, she's just passed out. Okay, that's good. She seems pretty tough. Still, why is a little kid way off the beaten path in a place like this? Oh well, I guess I'll help her out. You're in the way, you know. I'm gonna have you disappear now.
Huh?
You're finally awake. Man, you were really knocked out there.
Where?
We're in a hotel, not too far from where you passed out. My name's C-Sha.
I'm Blanc.
Nice to meet you, Blanc. I carried you here, so you can go ahead and thank me now.
Yes, thank... Well, you're...
Is there something on my face?
Why are you here?
Whoa, what's with that change in attitude? I'm not sure how to respond to that. Do you know me or something? I'm bad at remembering people's faces, sorry. Who are you?
What? There's no way in hell you forgot. We just fought each other.
I fought with you? No way, I don't believe it. I would have remembered something like that.
What? Do you remember these freaking fists digging into your cheeks? Just stay right there. Oh.
Hey now, don't push yourself. What'll you do if your wounds reopen?
What's your angle here? Attacking me, then saving me? I don't get you at all.
Sorry, but I really don't remember. This is the first time we've met.
Stop lying to me, damn it!
I'm not, I swear. Besides, if I really attacked you before, why would I save you now?
That's...
It doesn't make sense, right? You probably just fought someone who looked like me. If you understand, then lay down and rest. Don't worry, I won't attack or eat you.
I don't know why you'd mention eating me, and frankly, it bothers me. But maybe you're not lying.
Oh good, you're acting like a normal person now. You know, you have a pretty funny personality.
Shut up! Don't think we're friends all of a sudden. I still have no reason to trust you.
Well, all I can do is ask you to trust me because I really don't remember fighting you at all.
Fine. I'll at least believe that you don't remember me. And thanks for saving me.
You're welcome, Blanc. So tell me, why were you alone in a dangerous place like that?
That doesn't concern you.
Oh, but it does. If you were fighting monsters, I need to check whether or not you're a hunter.
A hunter? What?
Oh, you don't know? Right. You're not originally from Louis, are you?
No, I am from Louis, born and raised.
Then you must know about the license system. Separation of living spaces and all that.
Licenses? Separation of living spaces? I don't remember making those things.
You don't know, even though you're from Louis? Have you been living abroad for a while? I don't understand how you're not aware.
Okay, well, let's just put those questions aside for now. Could you explain all this stuff to me?
The license system is simple. All residents are meticulously managed, all the way down to what professions they hold.
What? The people don't even get to choose what kind of jobs they have?
Right. It's even pretty ordinary for your job to be decided at birth.
That's just ridiculous.
I think that every once in a while, too. The only saving grace is that anyone is free to choose their own side job. Although it's a different matter entirely if you can get the license to hold it.
Is that so? Then that hunter thing you were talking about is a licensed profession?
Definitely. As a hunter, my job is to exterminate monsters and to complete guild quests.
I see.
Well, that's enough license talk. Just know that if you're going to live here, you need a license or you won't be able to live properly. Where you get to live changes depending on your license and your contributions to the nation, too.
Ah, is that the separation of living spaces?
Right. I'm able to live a pretty good life, but the gap between rich and poor is visibly terrible. We're in an authoritative society now. It's up to the nation whether you live or die, even. This place only resembles the old Louis in its name.
You've gotta be kidding me! Who's the asshat overseeing something so incredibly outrageous? Louis was never that kind of nation. It's a relaxed, magical, fairy tale kind of land. This overexertion of power never existed. Oh, my Louis. The Louis that I love and vowed to protect isn't that kind of nation.
Wow, your patriotism's kind of surprising. You must really care about Louis, huh?
Of course I care. This is my... Ow, ow.
Hey, you're injured still. Don't get too riled up. And to let you know, nobody knows who's really in control here. I'd like to know too.
If I find that bastard, I'm gonna beat that idiot into a bloody pulp.
Sounds good to me.
But first, I need to find my little sisters.
Oh, you have younger sisters? Did you get separated?
Basically, you're a hunter, right? Do the names Rom or Ram sound familiar?
Nope, I've never heard of them. If they're lost, you can send out a quest and I can begin searching for them.
I'll search myself. That's why I came all the way out here anyway.
How are you going to search? If you don't have a license, you can't move around freely in the Wii.
Then I'll just get one.
Anybody can take the aptitude test, so it'd be good for you to apply. It's not certain that you can become a hunter just by taking a test, though. Don't cry if you can't become one, Blondie.
Like I care about that. And don't call me Blondie unless you want me to rip your lips off your face.
Oh, come on. It's fine to call you Blondie, isn't it? Oh, that's right. If you really want to look for your sisters out there, I could let you borrow this room.
What? What's your objective in that?
You're going to suspect a person's goodwill like that? It's not like I'm thinking of having you help me if you become a hunter. I've reached an age where I want to start taking it easy. Having a partner is going to make a lot of things easier. It looked like you could fight monsters all right, so it'd be way better to partner with someone who I know can pull their own weight.
I'll think about it.
Thanks, Blondie. Well then, I'm going to sleep. If anything happens, please wake me up. Here are the blankets I got from the front desk.
Where are you gonna sleep?
On the floor?
I figured that was your move. Did you only get one room? Or are you just trying to keep an eye on me?
It can't be helped. I could only afford one room with my current income. On top of that, all the other rooms are full. So, we're kind of stuck with this for now.
If that's the reason, then I guess it's no use. I'm tired too, so I guess I'll go to sleep now.
You're not gonna ask me if I want to share the bed with you?
I wouldn't want that. I have no idea what you try to pull. Good night. If she really doesn't remember me, then it's probably best to keep quiet about me being a CPU.
You can take the aptitude test here. I hope you'll do your best.
That's the plan. Didn't need you to tell me that.
We'll begin the aptitude test momentarily. Please be aware that it will take some time.
That's fine. Let's get started already.
Okay, then let's begin. Please come over to this room.
I'll come pick you up when it's almost over. I'll be crossing my fingers for you to get a hunter's license, Blondie.
Crossing your fingers is pointless. And stop calling me that already.
If you're able to get a hunter's license, I'll stop calling you Blondie.
I swear I'll become a hunter.
That's the spirit. Well, qualifying is basically all chance, so good luck.
Ugh. You don't just say that to someone who's about to go take the test.
Well, I've got some time to kill. Hey, you've been spying on me all morning. Is there something you want to talk about?
Ha! You caught me. As expected of you, C-Sha.
I don't know you, and I don't remember giving you permission to act so friendly with me.
My name is Aznaleb. I'm but a normal, upstanding citizen.
A self-proclaimed upstanding citizen? Yeah, you're not suspicious at all.
Say what you will of me. Incidentally, I wish to request you for a job. I need a person eliminated.
Why would I accept such a ludicrous request?
I know where the delusionary monsters come from.
Fine. I accept.
Good. The target is the person in this picture.
What? That target is Blondie.
I was quite surprised when I saw you walking next to her. But it actually is quite convenient.
Why do you need her eliminated?
It's none of your concern. I'll be waiting for a good report.
To think, Blondie is the target. Oh well, I've no intention of actually doing this job, so I'll make something up to tell him. I think enough time's passed. Blondie should be done by now.
Whew.
Welcome back, Blondie. How'd it go?
I qualified as a hunter. No thanks to you. So you can stop calling me that now.
You really became a hunter! Blondie, that's amazing.
Are you even listening to me?
Now then, Blondie, let's hurry and go grab a quest.
Can you really not hear me telling you to stop calling me that?
Oh, this is my license card. When you exchange information like this, you can see the other person's status and stuff like that.
Freaking listen to me! Don't tell me you've already forgotten the promise you made before the test!
Ooh, how scary. But don't sweat the small things like that. Come on, let's just accept a random quest. Oh, that's right. I'll go along with you for quests, so you don't have to worry.
Don't just continue the conversation! And damn it, listen to me!
Alright, I might have seen Vert as my favourite goddess in the previous games, but this game definitely did quite a lot to pull me over to Blanc's camp. Because Blanc is just such a funny and enjoyable character in this character episode. Like hers, I feel that her one is the best one of the bunch, which is added to by the fact that C-Sha adds so much to it as well. And it's not even just me being biased because it's Capcom-Sha, and she's a walking, talking Devil May Cry reference. She's just genuinely well written, and everyone in this episode is really enjoyable. The story is probably the most enjoyable of the bunch, which is a shame because, slight spoilers, but then the other two episodes aren't as good as these two. And it wasn't that I meant to do these two first because I found them more enjoyable, it's just I'm doing them in the order I did them on my blind playthrough. But the problem is, these two are the better ones. Like, the other two are not as good. They have some good moments, but they're just not as solid. I made a good starting point in my manuscript, so maybe I'll take a nap. My telephone bill's over 50,000 credits. I'm using the cheaper late night service, but it always ends up when I'm on the fight online too long. It's great that the console can connect to the net now, but we can't maintain the service without taking connection fees separately. And right now we can only use a dedicated prepaid card. We've got complaints about being asked what's that at the store. Chatting always ends up going too long. At this rate, the Basilicon will be angry with me. What was that dream just now? Using the telephone line from the internet was something around before I was born. Maybe a book I read affected my dreams? If I want to connect to the net with a flat rate, I'm glad things have become much easier now. Amen, sister. No information on those two. I hope they're safe. Well, we just have to take our time. Easy for you to say. You've been leaving all the fighting to me. I said I'd come along. Didn't say anything about fighting. Well, whatever. Let's see. The next quest is... Oh, there you are, Blarney. You're the receptionist, and don't call me that. But it's so super cute. That aside, while you two were out, it looks like your sisters came here. Are you serious? Where are they right now? They apparently just accepted a quest and left. If I wasn't gone on my lunch break, I would have stopped them, but... I can't believe those two became hunters. I have to hurry after them. Hey, wait up. Like, C-Sha can kind of got a voice of what I want to do with her voice sort of thing. I can kind of be a bit relaxed and chill it out.
Really? Well, it's your
Blanc, I needed like a slightly higher pitched version of like Uni or something, or just a softer version of Uni's voice, because she's got a little bit of an accent. Look, we've got Zerstorum, we've got Gefalkstern, we've got Gedda Ravine. Look, she's got some interestingly pronounced names there. And so the only reason I know how they're pronounced is because I've played enough Neptunia to hear Blanc go Gefalkstern. Look, I've heard it enough now. Because I'm strong, things like that. Like you get used to it, but it's still like, what? Why are these pronunciations this way? Rom, Ram, where are you? If you're here, respond. Why are you yelling? You're not gonna lead monsters. You're just gonna lead monsters here. I don't care. I can defeat whoever shows up. I need to find Rom and Ram. I guess it's no use. I'll come along with you. So shout as much as you want. You're coming too? It's good to have company in traveling and in life. I can't leave a fellow hunter alone. I'm not thanking you for anything. I kind of wanted you to thank me there. Welcome to the Player 2 Park, which is a giant reference to Mario World. With all the pipes, all the fancy upbeat happy music and the scenery and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a bit of a Mario World nod. I don't mind. I'm not much of a Mario person. Like, if I'm playing any kind of Nintendo game, it's Zelda or Metroid. I don't mess with much else outside of that, to be honest. And even then, I've kind of drifted from Zelda a while ago. The last Zelda I played and enjoyed was Twilight Princess. And that's ignoring the DS spin-offs, obviously. Like the DS ones, I enjoy them for what they are, but I don't really go back to them. But the last mainline game I enjoyed was Twilight Princess. I fucking have gone on record straight up detesting Skyward Sword. I thought it's the worst game in the series. And it's just because it's repetitive, painfully linear, in like in a completely new, insulting way. You go through the same 3 areas several times with, oh, but now you're not just in the woods, you're in a lake of the woods. Alright, neat. It's still woods aesthetic, but you're not really helping your case here. You're not just in the desert, you're in a giant river in the desert. Huh. I should play Persona 5 again. You get what I mean. It's kind of like 3 themes, but it's still the fact that it's 3 themes. You're not going to a new area as a whole. The motion plus, since I wasn't too fussed about, the bosses, with a couple exceptions, were mostly pretty boring. And one of the worst bosses in the series, they make you fight him 3 times, so yeah, thanks. The main villain, Demise, is useless. Like, Girahim was more interesting, and what was his plot point? Oh, he's a sword. Neat, alright. It's just like, it's such a wasted potential of a game. So I was so interested to see what a prequel of the Zelda timeline would go, and it was just so... it felt so wasted, it felt unnecessary. Which I think is the biggest curse if you do any kind of prequel games. Like, to draw it to something that did it right, Devil May Cry 3. It wasn't a necessary prequel game, but it gave context to something that we never knew anything about before, and made it interesting. We got this interesting conflict between Dante and Virgil that they expanded upon, introduced new characters on top of, and made something interesting out of. And we just don't get that with Skyward Sword in comparison. It's just kind of like, Like, there was a few moments, like Groose was hilarious, and actually having a bit of more of a friendshipy relationship between Link and Zelda was nice, but I don't know. I say that I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet. I eventually will get to it when I get Switch, but I'm not too fussed about getting it until I do, kind of thing. Like, I'll get it when I get it, eventually, but my main reason for holding off on a Switch is that I want to get Shin Megami Tensei 5 when it comes out, but I know that won't be for a little bit yet. And just like always, you want to destroy everything scenery related because you might get odd little bits of loot. It's mostly junk, but it's still worth having. Also, this place is a bit odd. It's a bunch of floating islands, basically that's how the way they've shaped this world. So because of that, you're using teleporters to get everywhere, and it doesn't really fit. It's not like when you're in the techie world or any of the sci-fi worlds on Victory 1, where it's a techie sci-fi magic world, so having random teleporters makes sense. No, these are just random fields with these little teleporters just scattered around. Like, okay, sure. Also, I just want to bring mention to Blanc's run animation. It's like the most adorable run animation of the lot. Like, she doesn't really swing her arms. She kind of just waddles. She just waddles as fast as she can. It's brilliant. Oh, look at it. She's like... I like that every single character has their own different run animation. They didn't just copy-paste anything. It's the little things, you know? Also, we get a new colour for Blanc, so you get more of a vintage colour. They call it. You can also get a vintage hat around here as well, which I'm pretty sure I find, but anyways, I like this colour on Blanc. I think it suits her quite nicely. Like darker colours, there's one particular character with the darker colours really suits them, and that's Nep. There's a costume in Nep's episodes, when we get to that a little later on, that you can just get in one of the dungeons and it looks real fucking good on her. Like, just putting it out there, like the darker colours really suit her. It's what I like about Big Nep. Big Nep wears black, and like it actually, I feel like it suits her better than normal Nep with her white clothing. Maybe that's just my love of the colour black as a whole shining through, but I really do just think the darker colour suits both versions of Nep. And Blanc, I think like a more autumny colour scheme, like whether it's reddish or this brown, suits her the best. It's quite kind of like what I liked about the Ultra Dimensions version of Blanc, because in Ultra Dimension, or in the third game, when Nep gets trapped in the Ultra Dimension, which is an alternate dimension from Hyper Dimension, she meets that dimension's version of Noir, Blanc and Vert, which with the theming being that they're all a younger version, or at least less mature version of the versions we know in the real world, in Hyperdimension. And Blanc, they give her a red colour scheme in vague reference to the NES. And I really felt that suited her better than the white she has in her default for Hyperdimension. But I like the white she has. It gives her this wholesome facade that makes you think she's a lot more innocent than she actually is. Because if anything so far has been a bit of a hint, she is not. This girl's got some serious anger management issues, and I love her for that. But she is a bit uncontrollable with that. You piss her off, you know about it. Also, before they changed the translation stuff, because the translation of the game used to be done by a third party. I can't remember their names. I want to say they were called Nissa, but I'm probably very wrong about that, because I haven't played the originals to see their brand name. But now it's handled by SHAREfactory International, a company actually, you know, a more official and first party. But in here, Nissa translation forum, Blanc swore a lot more than she does now. Like, she was kind of like, she'd say fuck every third word kind of character. She was very much dirty mouthed. Whilst in SHAREfactory International's translation, she still swears the most of the cast, but she doesn't drop F-bombs anymore. At least if she has, I haven't noticed. But she doesn't drop F-bombs anymore. She's still the first person to say shit, piss, and all that stuff, but I've noticed, like looking at the older stuff, yeah, she doesn't drop F-bombs anymore. She used to be a lot more aggressive with her dialogue.
What's this?
A lot more insulting as well. Like, she'd try a lot harder to get under people's skin, whilst now she kind of maybe will drop the odd comment to get under someone's skin, but she's not actively trying to get under them like she did in the original translations. I say, if they ever add backwards compatibility, like PS3 backwards compatibility, I think it would be interesting for, like, to try out the original versions of Hyperdimension Neptunia, because the first 3 games, my only experience with them are the remakes, which is Rebirth 1, Rebirth Sister Generation, and Rebirth V Generation. But I've yet to ever actually play the original Hyperdimension Neptunia, Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II, and Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory. I've heard horrible things about the original game, about how clunky, stiff, and just unbalanced it is. But then Rebirth 1 was incredibly unbalanced and clunky, and I still enjoyed it for what it was. But the rest of them, we'll see. I've heard good things about Victory. A lot of people actually prefer Victory over Rebirth 3 Victory Generation for just the writing, but I just think it'd be nice to try them out, you know? But anyway, I should probably get back to cutscene talking. If they're so important, why didn't they stay by your side? How did you lose them? Whose fault do you think that is? What? Me? How would I know? What are you saying? That's right, you don't remember. Forget what I said. Well, now I'd just like to know what you meant exactly by your comment. I'll tell you when we find them. Then let's hurry and look. God, the amount of trust Blanc doesn't have in C-Sha. I mean, I get it. Which is, I find that odd as well. Like, Blanc immediately recognised C-Sha as one of the Gold Third. Noir, not until right near the very end. It took Noir so long to realise, oh, and Keisha was one of those Gold Third members that kicked her ass at the start of this entire story arc. But Blanc immediately was like, hang on a minute, that's you. What are you doing here? Which I don't know whether that's just to highlight how ignorant Noir can be sometimes, or whether to highlight just how alert Blanc is all the time. Because that is something I've noticed throughout the franchise as well, which kind of adds to Blanc's charm. She's extremely, well, usually extremely aware of her surroundings and where she is. She's very world-weary. Which I guess you have to be when, visually, you're the youngest of the group. Because all the goddesses can't age. They can still be harmed and die, as was highlighted with Uni last part. Well, she didn't die, but she nearly died. But they don't physically age. So they can live forever as long as they aren't directly killed. Which still adds the threat to them, but because of that, the age they look like now is what they're stuck with. And Vert gives off the look of that she's like in her mid-20s. Neptune and Noir, I kind of throw them at around the same age of 19 or 20, but Blanc is like she's 16, maybe 15. She looks so young in compared to everyone else, and I think they actually justified that's why she's so wary, because people just treat her like a child otherwise. So she has to be kind of almost be on her guard to highlight, no, I know my shit. I am a goddess, I do rule over this entire country here. What are you doing? Or this nation? But then it's odd because I said Netgear If it wasn't for the fact that she's Neptune's younger sister, I would have said that she looks older. I would have said she looks like 22 maybe. But it's only because of like the sailor shirt she wears, like the school uniform-esque design that they were going with. That is the only thing that helps give her the impression that she's younger. And I'm pretty sure they only gave her the sailor shirt just so then she could try and look younger, because otherwise people... It would be hard to tell people, no, that's her younger sister. They already make jokes about it in the game. It's not like with Uni, where Uni just looks like Mini Noir, or Rom and Ram, where if you don't know who they are already or haven't seen them already, they're literally like 9-year-olds. So you don't have a reason to not spot them, kind of thing. Actually, that's the thing. Because all 4 of the goddesses, you might have noticed, are based on consoles, or based on major companies. With Neptune representing Sega, VIIR representing Microsoft, Blanc here representing Nintendo, hence why a dungeon in her land is Mario World themed, and Noir being PlayStation or Sony. And so, I'm curious to see, whenever we get Nep 5, whether they're going to have a character represent the Google Stadia. I hope so, and I hope she's a villain, if I'm honest. Because the entire streaming only is just a system set up to fail. I appreciate that people are interested in diversity in the market, but this isn't the Nintendo Wii kind of diversity. This is giving companies more control over your games kind of diversity. I don't want to see it. Because at the end of the day, all we're going to get is, well, you pay money to stream your game. If your internet fails on you, well, you're not going to be able to play your £60 game. If a server goes down at Google, well, you're not going to be able to play your £60 game and you're not getting a refund. If Google inevitably give up on it, which they have done on many things over the years that didn't do as well as they hoped, all those games that you spent £50 to £60 on, or $70 to $80 on, they're gone. Just like that. And you won't get a refund, you won't get an if or but or anything. They'll just be gone. And that's it. That's the end of it. And so I won't be getting a Stadia, and I really don't recommend anyone doing so, because it's way too much control given to Google and companies that will just take away your money without a hesitation. But back to the stories, now I've got off on my tangent. We've got another mini-boss coming up, because when we got here, as the text reads, like, we didn't find Rom and Ram. If they were here, well, they're not now. So we got another Louis monster, which is a monster covered in a dark red fog as well. This is real bad, Bloody. Please be careful. These guys are tough. I'll just have to get serious. Oh, because I have to do Angry VIIR's voice. Oh, yeah. I don't really get what's going on here, but I'm gonna slice you all to pieces. Her voice, like, changes the most when she goes into her HDD forms. I kind of look forward to that. I miss Aaron Fitzgerald's original voice of Noir, because they replaced the actress for contracting reasons, starting with the 4th game's remake. Same with Cyberdimension, and I assume same with Super Neptunia RPG, which came out very recently. Which is a shame, because Aaron Fitzgerald, which, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Chie's current voice actress, yeah, Chie from Persona 4, her role as Noir was great. I loved her Noir. I like new Noir. I can't remember the actress's name to save my life, and I'm really sorry for the actress, because she does do a fine job. But Noir's voice was really captured in my mind by Aaron Fitzgerald, especially because when she went into her HDD form, it became less Chie, more deep-voiced adult, I'm gonna kick your ass. Whilst the current Noir voice, her voice doesn't change anywhere near as much. Like, well, she doesn't change her voice anywhere near as much when she goes into her HDD form. It's still very much her Noir voice, just slightly more refined, I guess. Whilst Neptune and another form we'll get to much later on. Thankfully, Nep's had the same actress for as long as I can remember. Like, she's always had the same English voice actress that she's always got, and so she's very much adjusted to it. And I like how grown up and etiquette and methodical her voice becomes when she transforms. VIIR's doesn't change, like, at all. Maybe she gets a bit more posh sounding, but she doesn't really change. But Blanc just goes from, oh, okay, to, I'm gonna kick your ass! You're not surprised that I transformed? Do you remember it after all? I really am surprised, but if I keep getting shocked by things like transformations, I can't go on living in this world. I see. Well, tell me where you know about these monsters in this weird mist. I don't know the details myself, but any monsters surrounded by that mist end up flying into a rage. I've never heard of such a phenomenon. It looks like it's been happening just recently. We're calling it a delusionary state. The monsters that attacked me before were delusionary monsters then. Yeah, that's right. So what's next? Looks like your sisters aren't here. I'll head back to the city for information. They can't be too far. I don't know why I put on an accent for every character on voice. We made it all the way here, but there's nothing. Did they get defeated? No way! Even though we became hunters, we can't defeat monsters and we can't find Blanc. This is all awful. Let's take our time searching. Okay, Rom? Yeah, Rom does talk like that. Huh. Grr. Monsters! Alright, that's just all we got left. Let's deal with them. Okay, but these monsters seem to be acting kind of funny. It doesn't matter if we defeat them. Let's go, Rom! Okay. Okay, this is my first attack. Eternal Force Blizzard! Are you serious? My magic won't work. What kind of monsters are they? How are they supposed to be an easy job? What should we do, Ram? Let's run away, Rom. At this rate, we'll be defeated in no time. Right. Oh, but those monsters are blocking the path back to the city. What? Then let's go to the next city. Blanc wasn't in the city anyway. Is it alright if we don't report about our quest to that man? It's fine. He said there are other strong hunters. I'm sure they'll take care of it. But... It's more important to run away right now. Don't you want to live? Come on, let's run, Rom. Oh, wait. Tactical retreat! Huh? I think I just heard something. Huh? Really? I didn't hear anything. You're probably just so worried about your sisters you're hallucinating. Hey, watch it. I'm not hallucinating. Maybe it's just the cries of some monsters or something. Well, I hope so. We'll be working together from now on, so let's try to get along. We put you in charge. I've no intentions of working with you. Come on, it's more fun with two people. I'll use my information network to start searching for your sisters too. Really? This lady wouldn't tell a lie. How suspicious. Alright. Until I find these two, I'll travel with you. It's decided then. Let's do our best, Blanc. Sure thing. Also, could you drop that name already? Next time on Neptunia VIIR, we're going to try and find our younger sisters, Rom and Ram. And whilst we're at it, try and learn a bit more about C-Sha, since she's clearly hiding something. But until then, take care.